We got the grill lit up. I've got homemade charcoal over in here, so I'm gonna go get my stuff out of the refrigerator while some more folks tune in. See if I can get the live pulled up on my iPad. Oh, volume seems to be bad loud. Good evening, Miss Sharon. I'm gonna let me go get my stuff out of the refrigerator. We got to get started cooking. I mean, last time we cremated some pork chops over here, fried them 3 or 4 times. So we're not gonna do all that tonight. It's football season, and I know a bunch of them folks like to eat hot wings when they watching football. Well, we're gonna eat hot wings and chit chat. Let me go get them. So, what I had done is I've had these in the refrigerator, marinated them a little earlier. So what this is, y'all look at that color. That ain't nothing but mustard and Louisiana hot sauce. You put them hot wings in there, and I took that bottle of French's mustard and I just went around it pretty good. And that mustard thickens it up, and then I took that Louisiana hot sauce and I went to it. And it made a good batter. And I mean, it's good. And it ain't gonna be real hot. These is gonna have some Louisiana hot sauce flavor, but they're not gonna really be that hot. So we're gonna call them hot wings, but they're not gonna burn you up. I could have made them hotter. I promise I could have. So anyway, let's put these things on the grill. And we'll let y'all know here after a while how good they wind up. So I'm just gonna drop them on here by hand. I'm using my homemade charcoal. So I'm just gonna throw them on here, and I may take some more seasoning and put on there. I don't know. I hadn't made my mind totally up yet. Y'all know I do a lot of stuff as I go, kind of think it up as I'm tooking along here. So we about to get life back to normal. Not completely, but we thinking about it. Y'all know I've been putting that Louisiana hot sauce on fish when I cook them, so I figured this will have about the same effect. Hopefully I get that flavor I'm looking for, and it not be so hot we can't eat it. I love chicken wings now. I can eat my weight with chicken wings. So I'm rolling them in that juice right there pretty good.
Everybody's coming in.
So I hope y'all like hot wings. So for everybody that's just tuning in, you see that juice, that ain't nothing but mustard and Louisiana hot sauce. I went over them wings of that mustard, and then I went to I put the Louisiana hot sauce to it, and I rolled it around in there, put them in the refrigerator for about, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So now I got to wash this dish pan out, or maybe we can talk Mama into washing it out while we go sit over here and drink our Gatorade and answer some questions. We'll try to get to some stories and different things from the trip and all. Last week, I didn't really get to all of that. When you got guests, we just like to sit and talk, and there's different times that I'll have some, guests and stuff on here. I'm turning that camera around. I'm fixing to sit down over here. Give me a half a second. may have to drag this chair up just a little bit. I don't like y'all way off over yonder while I'm trying to talk. I figured Mama would come out here and said, I'm not, Roscoe, you get up in your chair over there. He didn't want up there, did he? Tomahawk, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Let's get to some. Well, Rhonda, you better get that. You better lay hands on that TV if it ain't getting on that TV. That's a devil. I'm telling you, it's a devil. So I know a lot of people, they get on the TV where they can watch it and then on their phone too where they can comment. So those of you that hadn't figured that out, put me up on the TV, up on the wall. Hey, I walked into a house the other day and my head was that big around on the wall over there when I walked in. I said, good Lord. I get back. I didn't realize some of y'all's TVs was so big. I'm just having good fun though. But it's a good idea. You want to be able to comment, and you can't comment on the TV. And like me, I've got that TV in the knife shop so I can watch some stuff. If I want to comment, I got to pull it back up on my phone and comment. So y'all hadn't figured that out. That is a good idea. I'm going to scroll back just a second here. See if there was anything important that I missed. Hello from everybody. Man, hey, thank all of you for tuning in tonight. We're going to let the grill do its thing over there. I'm going to go over there in about 10, 15 minutes and flip them wings over. But I want my wings cooked all the way through. I like my chicken done, just like I do my pork. Now, beef and deer meat, it can still be wiggling a little bit, and I'll go ahead and eat it. But anyway, good to see all of y'all tonight. I see names that I hadn't never seen before. Some of y'all I know very well. Thank all of you for tuning in. We are. Randall Ross said Alabama dove season open today. Our dove season opened last weekend. I didn't go. I hadn't had a place to dove hunt in years. I throwed some seed out here, and I just disced it up and I put wheat out, but I had bush hogged some peas and other stuff out there. And early in the year, we had a few doves around, and I said, well, maybe we'll get some, but what I figured out is there was about 4 or 5 other dove fields right around here, and they wasn't nothing here, which I really wasn't that interested, but I don't know. I ain't never been invited to a dove hunt, so I hadn't been in quite some time, and I don't really have a good place to make a dove field, so I guess I've swore off a dove hunting. Folks, they like to go fishing with me when I'm catching fish, but they don't never think about me when they go and dove hunting. But that's all right. That's the way it's supposed to be, ain't it? Y'all feel like that sometimes. When you catching and killing, boy, everybody's your buddy. But when they got something going on, we don't know who he is no more. Anyway, we really the biggest thing around here with dove hunting is they've made it so illegal to do it. They about ain't no legal way to shoot a dove. And I went in the pawn shop today. I had to go get my daddy some rat shot. He got some rat problems going on. They done got in his truck down there and chewed the wires up in there. And it's stuck under the carport. They can't even go nowhere in it. And they've been taking around, but they found a rat nest in there. And they about know what's going on. So he wanted me to bring him some rat shot home. So I went by the pawn shop and bought him 2 boxes of rat shot. I feel like he's fixing to sprinkle something good down there under that carport. But anyway, I asked him, I said, how much is some dove shells? Because I got to go to this event next weekend and speak. And it's probably going to affect the live. Probably not going to get to have a live next week unless we move it up to Friday night because I got a speaking engagement. I'll have to look and double check all my dates, but I about know it's next Saturday night. But anyway, it's a skeet shoot and a men's event, and I'm going to go speak at it. And it's, what was I gonna say? Anyway, oh yeah, I was pricing dove shells for that in case I wanted to go. Man, them dove shells is like $16 to $18 a box, and I'm like, man, it ain't worth all that. Anyway, I might go over to the Neshoba County Gym and track me some pigeons if I get a. They got some pigeons over there. You can buy, pick them up. Martin Meltzer, I don't have no idea what's going on. Martin said, hey, I haven't been able to comment on the last couple videos. Is that on your end, or I deserve the title of Tech-Tard? My beloved children have bestowed upon me. They done called you the Tech-Tard. I ain't never heard that one, but I think, hey, we was Tech-Tards today. I went to ship somebody their knife this morning, and we print the labels out in there on the computer, and it prints it out, and I can tape it to the package and put it in the mail. I don't have to go deal with the post office. Well, we paid for it. I looked on my phone out for my debit card, and it showed where they took the money out, $5.50 something or 70 something cents to ship it, and they never let us print the label. And we fooled with it for 30 minutes, and finally I left and went to the post office and shipped the knife. Of course, I never made it in time. I got sidetracked off somewhere. But yeah, I felt like a tech-tard. That's exactly what I felt like. Mickey said, is the Tomahawk going to be for sale in the future? This one won't. I done had a bunch of people lay claim to this one, but I'll keep it. But now I'm fixing to fire this back up. I was working on my handle today, and I'm going to tell y'all what I discovered when I went to making a handle for it this morning. I drifted it the wrong way. I should have drifted it from the top down, but I drifted it from the bottom, and I knew this, but in the moment of getting out there, I just did it backwards. So I had to heat it back up and open this up, and I was scared to open it up enough. I've got it pretty close, but the stick that I had done whittled and whittled on to get it down to the right size, then this went over the end of it, so I'm going to heat it up in the forge, and I'm going to close this bottom. I've got to beat this bottom around down some. But I want to tote this one and use it for a while and just see how it's going to work. But it really came out better looking than I expected. I mean, I've slicked it up good, y'all. I mean, it has done really, really good. But now I got a lot of work in it. I was texting Uncle Sasquatch. I told him, I said, after all that sweating and heat and beating, I said, I feel like it's worth about $800. It ain't. I just, you know, the harder you work at something, the more proud of it you are. But I got a long way to go before I get where I can sell them. Yes, they are going to be for sale in the future. I don't know what kind of a price I'm going to put on them. But I gotta source my sticks. I need to cut me some fresh hickory. I got to digging around, and man, y'all, when you stash wood and you got it piled here, there, and yonder, if you don't get all the bark off of it as soon as you bring it to the house, them bow staves, everything, the bugs get in there and go to eating on it. And I'm talking about stuff I have sprayed with permethrin to kind of keep the bugs out of it. I use that 38 plus. It's a really high concentrate permethrin, but I got a lot of work to do before I can sell them hawks. Oh, Greg from Englewood, Tennessee. Good to see y'all tonight, the whole family. Tell everybody we said hello. Well, hello, family. I know they all sitting around watching. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, and Moody, that is made out of a railroad spike. On the bottom, on the head of most all railroad spikes, they got letters MC, HC, stuff like that. And what that's supposed to represent is high carbon or mild carbon or whatever that is. This one had an HC on it, and as I ground it, it really, I mean, it really threw some sparks. But now I water quenched this, and I haven't really put a file to it to see how hard it got, because I'm gonna heat it back up and all. But I don't think the high carbon is like knife grade steel that I'm using. I really don't. So, but right now what I'm doing is perfecting the design. I want to get them to where we can forge these out pretty quick, and I can stick a handle on them, and we can sell them like for throwing hawks and decorative pieces. However, this thing will cut about whatever you want to cut. I don't know how well it's gonna hold a fine edge up here, and it may. And I'm gonna eventually make some better ones. I think I've got some bush hog blades, and I think I've got an idea in mind that I can make some show enough axes out of them. We'll have to see. And I may get to where I can forge weld a high carbon piece of steel in for that blade, and we may start doing that. We'll see.
Who, Martin Meltzer said he hasn't been able to comment on our last couple of videos.
It ain't on my end though. I hadn't blocked him. I promise I hadn't. DJ Norman says use bifenthrin. I'll have to look into that. Jeff's been canning homemade spaghetti sauce. Alright, I think I need to go over there. It has been 19 minutes. We're going to flip these chicken wings over. Y'all want to come watch? Sure y'all do. Michelle had to talk to y'all over there and like let me let y'all up. Y'all can't see the chicken wing. We don't want to cremate them. Let me get my grabbers. Oh, where's my grabbers?
Stay in the house.
Oh, Lord, my grabbers is gone. I got one of these hook'ems. Mr. Tony Parker made me that. I may can roll them over with it. They don't look like they cremating. That grill may not be near about hot as I thought it was, but they ready to be flipped. No doubt. No doubt they ready to be flipped. I guess I carried them tongs in there to be washed, and I ain't made it back out here with them. See, I do carry stuff in there and get, well, I was going to say clean it up. I carried in there to have it cleaned up. I know I need to do more of it myself, but I get sidetracked. I got too much going on like it is. Mama's good to help me though. She keeps my stuff cleaned up. Brody, you gonna eat chicken wings? Oh, Brody's come out here with the grabbers. You ain't gonna say hey to nobody or nothing. Look at him. Look, you ain't gonna say hey to nobody or nothing. Well, sycamore side. Get these things all flip-flop rolled over. I didn't want to fool around and do like we did last week and have one of them live cooking. I felt like last week, Mama salvaged it for us at the end there, but we about had one of them cooking disasters right here. And it's because I got too big a hurry and had too much going on at one time, and you know, all such as that. I waited too late to try to get all my junk together. I had the other stuff going on I was doing. and trying to get done with that in time to do the live, and it ain't never good when you're cooking being a hurry. And then when you're cooking on live, you're trying to time everything to get done and all that while you're on camera. So it didn't work out for me. But we salvaged it at the end. The pork chops was good. We just had to cook them 3 times. Quite embarrassing. And I have done a lot better. What I really intended to do, I was trying to cook too many. I wanted to put a little bit of oil and fry them where you flip them, and they seem to do better that way. But anyway, we saved today. We did do that. And the pork chops tasted good, and I ate them for 2 days. We had so many of them. All right. Now somebody remind me when it's about time to go get them off the grill. Because I'm telling you, I'm hungry tonight. I ain't eat much today, I ain't. That about scooted out from under you, didn't it? He's a little bit swelled up at me right now. We went to film just in time, and I always drive down in the woods somewhere, and I go somewhere different every time, just pull up somewhere. And went to film, and I left my tripod. Well, he had jumped off and went to look for a squirrel, and I was trying to get him to get back on so we could come get the tripod, and he wasn't ready, so I said, well, I'll just leave him here. So I got on the buggy and took off. Well, then he come running over there and got run over, and I had to holler at him to get him out from in front of the buggy. I mean, I didn't want to run over him, so I hollered at him. Well, he got his feelings hurt. He been milked at me ever since. You wouldn't think a dog would do that, but they will. Never knew it's for his own good. I have never even heard of moringa, James Gardner. I don't think I have. Michael English got a nuisance beaver job tomorrow. I think I put in 2 blind sets at the landowner's culvert. Pray for me in general. Will do, will do. Robin Sullivan said been making muscadine jelly this evening. We made some the other day. It's very good. I want to make some beautyberry jelly, and I just ain't went and picked them. I've been trying to get these knives. Well, we took a week off, and I come in, and I'm trying to catch my funds and all that stuff up because I come back to time to pay a buggy payment and a water bill, and I had my church ties I had to pay, and several things that I had to pay, and then you got a whole week you didn't work and make no money, and this week I've been trying to catch that up, and at the end of this week I'm about broke even, you know what I mean? So I got some work to do, and I've got a beaver job I got to go next week, so we got to take time off and prep all our traps one day. I've got cameras we got to film and take to the deer camp and set up cell cameras one day next week. So we got a lot to do, and then still got a bunch of knife orders we got to get done. But I've got a beaver job coming up myself that I got to get done. But I want to make me some beautyberry jelly. Mr. Mike Guerin sent me some that he had made, and he did a really good job, and it was delicious. We eat that up right straight. Me and my daughter fought over it last year, and she come in today to come up here to see us, her and Zach, and they was asking me about muscadine jelly. They had picked a bunch, and they was asking how to make muscadine jelly. I said, well, your mama just did a video on it. Watch it. She said, I'll have to go watch it. Oh. Sharon Davis said, I don't see how you do all you do with trying to video. I'd lose it, I think. Sharon, sometimes I do lose it. Just being straight honest with you. And I'll tell you something I've done this week, and it's helped me tremendously. When I come in at night, If I've got a video to edit, I do that, but I have got way behind on watching YouTube videos because I turned the blooming thing off and I've been reading a book. Michelle brought me that book home from the library and I've been reading on it. Mama stole your chair, didn't she? Boy, you got to run out of his chair. We're going to have to get a third chair out here, ain't we? He said we get out there in the mornings and we spend our first 30 minutes to an hour every morning drinking our coffee, sitting on the front porch, just rocking away like we ain't got good sense. And he's got a chair, I got a chair, Michelle's got a chair, and the cat's got a chair. Every morning when we go out on the porch, the cat is sound asleep in the best rocking chair on the porch. So we had to choose what's left over. So I tell you how I outsmarted that cat. I took a cushion out of my chair and that cat won't sleep in it. Oh, Lord. But Roscoe gets up there and lays down in his chair. We all just up there rocking like we're a little slow in the head or something, you know. What are you wanting?
So Jeff is running to get him a chili dog for supper. I like Sonic chili dogs if they got chili.
Yeah, chili dogs ain't bad. Be careful trying to watch on the road.
Deb, I don't know how you would know if it's got lead or not.
What's got lead?
Clay.
I don't know. That'd be a new one on me. Jeff Caudill has made jalapeno jelly today. I bet that's good. Is it hot? I'm curious because I like it hot, but she won't make it if it's going to be hot because they scared they liable to get it on their biscuit, I imagine. Wouldn't bother me much. I don't think a magnet will stick to lead, will it? Lead won't stick to a magnet. I don't think. Sharon Davis, we wanting to get us a swing and hang out here, but and we thought about it while we was on that trip. We started to take on off over to Lancaster, but it was a little bit of a hop and a skip over there to where that was at to see if they had one. And then we didn't have no way to haul it home. We'd have had to tie it on top of the truck. We just swore off that idea.
So, like, I know, like, lead, some glazes that you use to paint the pottery with has lead in it, but it would be labeled on the bottle and it would say that it's not food safe. And a lot of the food safe glazes which I use, they'll have lead free on there, but I'm not sure about clay. I don't think the clay itself has lead in it.
How do you use a lead test kit, Mike? Is it like you like something you drop on there and it turns the color, or something like I don't know. That's kind of. Now Rhonda McKinley is frying up some squirrels with pinto beans, greens, and cornbread. Well, I'll be back later, y'all. I'm about ready for me a fresh mess of fried squirrel, and it won't be long, by George.
Justin don't like pinto beans. I like pinto beans and cornbread and stuff, and he don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of a lot of beans. I like butter beans and peas. I'm Mississippi country. And there's different, like, people all across the nation can be country. I mean, there's country people up in New York State. I don't misunderstand, but here in Mississippi, most of the country people is turnip greens and peas and butter beans and cornbread, and that's it. Like, you go into Texas country, they like pinto beans. You get down in Cajun country, they like rice and beans. And I'm not a fan of red beans and rice. I mean, we eat it some, and I like rice, but I like my rice to have like a gravy sauce, like a sauce pecan or something. I can soak that rice up. I love that. But now I like brown gravy too. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
When she cooks something with gravy, that gravy is going on my biscuit, on my rice, and all my mashed potatoes, whatever we having with that. But that's my kind of eating. Uh, and ain't nothing wrong with beans. I just don't like them. I don't, and I can eat them. I mean, if she cooks them, I'll eat them. It ain't like, well, I'm gonna turn my nose up and do without. But if I got a choice, what we say down here, if I got my druthers, I say I'd rather not have no beans. Zipper cream peas are good. I like zipper cream peas. Usually I grow a bunch every year, but this year they didn't sprout. I planted 2 rows and they never came up. I had the worst gardening year I have ever had. So sometime this fall, I'm probably going to do some work on my garden spot. My daddy said, son, it ain't getting enough sunshine. I said, well, Daddy, I said, the sun's straight up this summer. I said, it ought to be getting enough, but I don't know that. He could be right. The trees is surrounded, so it's kind of in a hole. I hate to move my garden down somewhere else in the property to get better sun. I don't know, I like where it's at, but I'm thinking I'm going to go down to my neighbor's and get the tractor and the bucket, and I'm going to shovel me up some of the chicken fertilizer and bring it up here and dump it all in it and disc it in good this fall and let it sit. Not to mention, I could clean out a lot of my chicken pens, but if I cleaned out every pen I've got, I ain't got enough to do the whole garden. I mean, not what it needs doing. Bring them wings is neat and flipping. Let me go look at them right quick.
They'll be burnt up.
Yeah, they might be.
I got Brody a pizza cooking.
He don't want chicken wings. I don't think they burn. I think I'm going to leave them on there a little bit. Yeah. We're going to let them cook a little bit more. They're not quite up to my liking. We're gonna lit this right here. Our mosquito bait. Mosquito food. I don't want my mosquitoes out here getting hungry. Truth be told, I just like your smell of it.
I like the big lima beans and the big white beans cooked with ham and stuff in it and cornbread.
How you turn this up and down? That thing looked like you found a lot of crack pipe.
Is that my lighter that was in the house?
It ain't your lighter that was in the house. It's your lighter that was over there in that box. Because I didn't bring it out of the house. There's 2 over there in that box. I think one of them I stole from a cabin. I like that romantic glow it puts on this stump right here. I need to lay my tomahawk. Those of you that ain't got on there is my tomahawk. I'm finna lay it over here out of the way. I got it. I think I'm gonna fire it back up and put the drill back in there, and I need to close this bottom in a little bit more. And then I'm gonna have to go on a search for me some new hickory sticks because bugs done eat up what I was gonna use. Gravy over eggs is good. Now I have never had gravy over eggs.
I hadn't either.
That's a new one on me, Brenda. I may have to try it. I ain't far knocking anything till you've tasted of it, till you see if it's any good. Yeah, talking about the garden, somebody said, BB Rhodey, a lot of people here in my area has had problems with gardening. I've talked to people in west part of Louisiana, further north up in the Appalachian Mountains, up in some of those areas, had some of the best gardening years they've ever had. They had a little more rain than they normally get. We had so much rain it was a problem here. We planted all our pumpkins, and I think we had, 6 or 7 pumpkin plants come up. This is after it stopped raining. So I don't know what happened there. I bought all Hoss seeds from Hoss Tools. I don't want to sit here and say, well, their seed ain't no good, because I don't know. My daddy said something about he thought that maybe some of the seeds got put in the ground, that the dirt was so hot that it baked the seed. And that's possible. I don't know. We planted them late in the evening, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe the dirt was so hot by the afternoon, maybe we should have planted them in the morning, but I was thinking, well, it'd cool down through the night, but I don't know. Something happened. But now the ones that come up's doing good. But anyway, it was a disaster in the last 3 years. But now my daddy and them's got pumpkins down there that they planted, a bunch of pumpkins, but they ain't a lot of pumpkins on them. They a lot of vine. I did notice today when I went by EJR Frames, got piles of pumpkins.
Walmart's got piles of pumpkins.
I mean, we're gonna have to go
buy ours.
We're gonna have to go buy some pumpkins, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna go buy them. I'm gonna go buy what I want, and I'm gonna save my own seed out of them again, because that's what we had when we done so well. When all of the pumpkins done really good, it was because I had my own seed, and that's what I'm going back to. That buying seed from somebody else is for the birds.
I do like mustard greens, Darlena.
We'll plant mustards and collards and turnips and all of that this fall.
I'm fit to go check Brody's Pizza.
Jeff said his garden looked good. It did, Jeff.
It did.
Your garden looked good. Oh, Lord. Grits over easy eggs. I like grits now. Down here in the deep south, we like us some grits. I've got to get down here and I may take something and spray all these weeds in my garden and kill it down like they do in the big crops and let it be dying, so instead of bush hogging it, that I can come in and till everything in good, because the garden is done. There's a few pepper plants, but I done quit fooling with it and working it anything anyway. So I don't know. I may space my stuff out next year where I can do more with the tractor than I could this year. I had it set up where I had to depend on that tiller, and I could not keep either tiller running, which I only had one that I could use. The other one's got some problems, so really what I need to do is I need to get that tiller at some point this winter, fix that tiller where it's ready to go for next year. But I keep putting stuff off, gonna do. It's like a teepee sitting back there. I put it off till last year to the point we never got to stay in it, and then this summer when we got it up, it's too hot. I'm hoping here pretty quick, the weather takes a dive for the cooler, and we ain't fighting these mosquitoes that I'm out here swatting right now, and we can build a fire in that teepee, and we're gonna have us teepee time. But what exactly is a grit? Jeff, I have not heard from the four-wheeler. I hadn't went down there and bugged the guy. I don't want to go to pestering him, which I ain't ready for it anyway. But I hadn't heard, hey, we found out what's wrong. It's this or that. And I don't know if he's had time to work on it. I'm sure he's got other stuff he's doing, so I don't really know. But no, I ain't heard anything from it. No, Kathy, the pumpkins, we had about 5 or 6 plants on ours that came up, And then my dad and them's got a good many pumpkins up down there on theirs. But I don't know. It's what we was talking about just now. The seeds. I don't know if the seeds wasn't no good or the seeds baked in the dirt. I don't know what happened. It just wasn't a good year for us with gardening. It rained the early part of the year, and the tomatoes did well. We had the best tomatoes that we've ever had. I didn't have to water them, but from there down, okra never come up. The peas never produced. Now, we had peas up here on top of this hill that did good, but down there the peas never did nothing. So I don't know. Running beans never, they come up and they just, I don't know, it was a disaster. Whole thing was. And I just finally said, you know what, I'm done with it. I walked off. I couldn't make videos on it, and for me, if I can't film and enjoy fooling with it, I'm done with it. I just walked off. And I had plenty of fishing and other stuff to do, so I wasn't going to fight it and fight a losing battle that I knew I wasn't going to get nothing out of. I don't like rutabagas. My mama and them eat rutabagas. They love rutabagas, and they'll eat the root part. I got done in with them when I was a kid. I couldn't handle the smell. Now, I love chitlins. The smell of chitlins don't bother me, but the smell of them rutabagas, Now, I ain't going to sit here and tell you if they was cooked today that I wouldn't eat them. I would probably try them just to see. You know, I want to make sure I don't still like them. But as far as I know, I ain't crazy about them. Sharon and I have not made a hatchet yet. That tomahawk is the first thing I have really made as far as well made, because I've never had any drifts. But now I'm going to make some axes or something. I don't know. I may have to make me an axe drift, you know, that's got a bigger eye in it. But I'm probably going to make more like tomahawk axes is what I'm going to make. I have got some bush hog blades, and I'm thinking about cutting me a piece about that long and then squishing part of it down. And when I squish it down, then I can drift through that. And that is, my plan is to try that and see how it works. Might work good, might be a total failure. Who knows? So that's kind of the plan I'm going with. And we'll see what happens. So let me go back now, y'all, and check on my wings again. I'll turn y'all around where y'all ain't just staring at empty chairs. I better put that on back. I believe they're about to get ready. Ain't nothing worse than a raw chicken wing. I don't know. They close. They bad close. I think I'm gonna let them cook just a little bit more. I didn't put a really, really, really hot fire in there. But I'm trying to keep an eye on it and not let it, you know, cremate my stuff is what I'm trying not to do. Sharon, we're gonna figure out the hatchet before long. Just gonna take me some doing to master the craft. That's my first ever tomahawk, and well, it ain't my first ever tomahawk. I made the native style, but it's the first one I've ever drifted an eye through. I bought them drifts back a couple of months back with the intentions of getting anvils and everything set up to do this. I'm going to have to build me something to drift through that's a little better set up. I'll come up with something pretty stable here pretty quick. I got a welding shop over here at my disposal, so I can make about anything I need. So we gonna get a lot of that stuff going, and I'm hoping for cooler weather where I can stay with that forge. I'm gonna tell you, I waited till late the other evening, I guess it was yesterday evening, and fired that forge up, and within a matter of about an hour, I was drenched in sweat, and I was wore out. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and say that I couldn't persevere and endure and forge stuff throughout the summer. And I mean, if a fellow's got to do that to make his living, I feel like I can do it. I mean, I metal roof for years. They don't much get hotter than that. Maybe laying asphalt's a hotter job, but I feel like I could do it. But if I got plenty knife orders and other stuff I can do, why would I want to? You know what I mean? Why do it just to spite yourself? But as it cools off and we go into winter and it's colder weather and I got a fire going down there anyway and enjoying smelling the wood burn, we'll be burning that forge pretty good. I'll probably, my gas bill probably fixing to go up. It burns a good bit of gas. What you at?
Pizza Brady's Pizza.
Well, sir. Jeff, I hadn't made it work right. It come on and I got it freed up, but it ain't working right. I'm gonna have to take time and I gotta pull that out, and I probably gotta clean some stuff in there. I just hadn't had time to fool with it anymore. Larry, you're supposed to tell them they ain't supposed to have a scope on a 45-70. That's an open sight weapon. You can see about far as you're going to shoot with a 45-70 because you got to start footballing that lead ball in there after very far. But no, my eyes is to the place that I about got to have a scope on everything I shoot now. But there's just some things I refuse to give in to. Jason said rutabaga is deer food. That's about right. Now I like Brussels sprouts, Robin. Brussels sprouts in the crab boil, like when we boil crawfish and they'll throw Brussels sprouts in there. I'm gonna grab them Brussels sprouts first. Now I like that. I will say this, back when my mama ruined me on that them rutabagas, I didn't like boiled cabbage either, but now I like boiled cabbage. So your taste change. I mean, just because you don't like something, you have to go back every now and then and revisit it to see, you know, well, do I like it now? Am I a little more open-minded?
Hey, Mr. Larry.
Or if you're a little more hungry than you was that first time you tried it, makes a lot of difference.
Rhonda, no, I hadn't tried paint. I really hadn't fooled with the gourds anymore in the last little bit because I was out there doing pottery. What?
He's coming to get in his hammock over here. You see that moon over there? We got a full moon rising behind us. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah. We got a full moon up there peeking up over the clouds.
He told me a while ago that Lisa's pancakes was better than mine that she made them for breakfast that morning. He said she made the best pancakes ever.
Oh. Well, I can't speak on it. I didn't taste her pancakes. Butterfly Farm said y'all was inside of the house when y'all was in Anderson, South Carolina. Could not keep up with the videos. Anderson, South Carolina, that's where we stayed after we left Clemson University, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we did find out. We found out your Applebee's didn't want us to eat there that night. You remember that?
Was that where we was at?
That was where we was at. We walked in Applebee's and we stood there for nearly 20 minutes and they never come over there to tell us to be seated.
Oh, yeah.
We finally just went on to Mickey D's. I sure didn't want to eat at Mickey D's. But we rode all over that town that night looking for something to eat. We went to Walmart there, didn't we?
We went to the Walmart. That's the town we went to the Goodwill in, ain't it?
Is it?
No. We went to so many places we don't know.
Yeah, our thing is we get off in another town and like, no, we went to the Goodwill in Georgia, in Statesboro. So I was going to tell y'all this story about the trip. I didn't get to this last week. Now, I want y'all to be open-minded when I tell y'all this. We was headed through Georgia. And we had left Helen, Georgia that morning. We got up over there and no, we left Anderson, didn't we? Yeah, we left Anderson, South Carolina and took off down to Statesboro. We left that morning because we had to meet all of them over there around dinner and a little after. We went and met Mr. Walter Coleman, got to meet Joey from M4 Laser Works, and then all those people that we baptized got to meet that whole family. So we knew we had a big day planned, and I was looking forward to getting down there. So we left pretty early from Anderson. And we was headed south down through there, just riding through the hills. And Michelle, she done curled up over there in her blanket, and she had her mouth. She was about like that. We just Cadillacing along, and I'm in my own world. I'm just talking to the Lord, you know, not really just, praying. I'm just, Lord, thank you, and, you know, help me up here, and, you know, just talking to God. And I looked way up there, and there was a man had one of them little grabber sticks, and he was picking up trash off the side of the road. When I got within about 75 yards of him, he just wheeled around with that thing, and he was doing like that when I went by. And I looked at him, I was like, well, you know, he carrying on, just having him a good time out on the side of the road, you know, with everybody going by. So I looked up, there was two cars about 200 yards behind me. And when they got up close to him, he had done turned back around, was picking up trash. He never turned around and acknowledged that they was back there. I told Michelle, I said, I wonder if that was an angel. You know, just letting me know that all of heaven was watching and cheering when I went by. You never know. I ain't saying it was. I ain't saying it wouldn't. I don't know. I had a giddy feeling when it happened.
Miss Brenda Joe said she was going to bed. She'd be 75 Monday.
75 Monday.
She may have done got off.
Happy birthday. What was that they used to sing at Shawnee's?
I don't remember. You gonna get your tail called.
Yeah. He likes his toys. But anyway, good night, Miss Brenda. Well, anyway, when we left Statesboro headed home, we routed every kind of way from Statesboro to Philadelphia, Mississippi, and we was ready to get home. We had done planned. We was going to get up. We left, what, about 4:30, 5?
It's about 5.
We left way before daylight coming home. We had our minds made up. We was ready. We done been gone for 6 days, 5 days. We was ready to get to Mississippi. And we had a wonderful trip. I mean, the whole trip was flawless. Every visit was wonderful. Probably one of the best trips I've ever been on. I enjoyed every bit of it. I have never been on a trip that I, after about the third day, I wouldn't go, and man, I'm ready to go to the house now. I'm done. I've had enough. But this one, I enjoyed it to the last. But when it got time to go home, well, we was ready to get there. And we routed everywhere, and to skip Atlanta and go down to Macon and then to Montgomery, Alabama, and then up. And it was going to be like over 10 hours to get back home. And I was like, if we go up to Atlanta, we can make it in about 8 hours. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. It's going to skirt the edge of Atlanta. Let's do it. We got to Atlanta and got where 75 and 338, some other little road intersects in Atlanta. I'm sure some of y'all can say, oh, I know what you're talking about. Anyway, we got right there. We got on that loop-de-loop, you know, that you make. Yeah, we sat there 45 minutes, dead still. And we watched something up there where the ramp merges together on the 75. black smoke. It burnt, slammed to the ground. We had to scoot over against the curbs on that thing to let a fire truck come up through there. Then they finally turned us all around and made us go back the way we come. But I didn't fuss about it. I said, Lord, I'm just thankful I wasn't up yonder in whatever that was burning up, because it wasn't pretty. But we lost our hour that we were saving. I mean, we wound up, got home about 3 o'clock. But hey, we made it safe. We had no problems, no technical difficulties, no mechanical failures. Everything went well. Good Lord kept his hand on us the whole trip, so it was all a win. I'm finna go check them wings. We made a little over 2,500 miles in 5 days. We left Sunday morning and we was home Friday afternoon. Ruby Doe, you got your squirrel hunt? Man, we ain't got that kind of weather here yet. I'm waiting for some 48-degree weather in the mornings. Man. Yeah, Rhonda, he could have very well let us sit there to miss something that happened somewhere on up the road. I didn't complain about it, didn't fuss. I mean, we sat there and I had a book. I listened to about 3 different books on that trip. We was listening to David Thompson's The Wilderness series books. Because I can listen to a book and it passes my riding time pretty well, better than music does. Music, my foot starts getting heavy, so I try to stay off the music while I'm riding. In gold mine between Hartwell and Royston. We rode through a lot of beautiful country. In my opinion, the whole big loop we made, the prettiest country is in West North Carolina and East Tennessee and the north part of Georgia. Right down in there around the Great Smoky Mountains, there's little shops on the back roads, even out away from the tourist stuff. There's chainsaw carving and pottery shops and arts, and they just stuff to do. We rode all the way up through Virginia and backwoods, and there was some beautiful country up through there. Even in southeast Ohio, there was a lot of beautiful country. They wasn't nothing to do. They wouldn't know, and I'm sure we could have hunted stuff to do, but they wouldn't like little shops here, there, and yonder. You could just pull in and walk around and look. So, but we enjoyed it. A lot of wonderful stuff. Thomas Shepard, good night. Let me go check on my wings. They've been cooking an hour. They gotta be done, ain't they? I mean, how long has a wing got to cook? I'm fixing to get them off and go to eating on them, I think. They got to be done. I'm calling them done this time. I think they're perfect. I think I timed it just right. They've been on here about an hour. And I think an hour is about good for chicken. And whatever, it's done been open long enough, that's dropped. It ain't gonna, I don't know what temperature we've been cooking on. Yeah, it's done down at 150. I know we was hotter than that. I don't know where Mama went. She done an RUNNOFT. Dear Lord, we're so thankful for this food. We pray that you'd bless it to the nourishment of our bodies to give us strength and good health. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Hey, I need something to drink. I done emptied my Gatorade. You come waltzing out here right at the perfect time to...
There's your water.
Yeah, you gonna operate that. If there's questions for me, you read them to me. Because I'm finna nasty my fingers up something fierce.
You need a rag?
It's sitting right there. Let me get it. You want one of these hot wings, Mama?
No.
You sure?
Are they hot?
I don't think they're gonna be bad hot. It's just Louisiana hot sauce. It ain't bad hot.
They're bad. They're hot, hot, hot.
I don't know what that meant, y'all. They're hot.
Heat hot.
Heat hot, heat hot. I think I got it figured out now, though. She meant they wasn't spicy hot, they just hot. Well, I'm probably fixing to commence to burning all the hair off my tongue. Should have put some more seasoning on them, I think. But they got a good flavor to them.
Mark Meltzer said that the wings turn into burnt offerings. Just claim you were going for that Cajun blackened taste. We do that a lot.
We did it with Brody's marshmallow the other night. He didn't like his marshmallow burnt black. Don't give your dog chicken wing bones. I raised mine on them.
I don't like him having bones. I don't give them bones.
He been eating them since he was about that long. Y'all, we got some sad news. You gonna tell them or you want me to?
Oh, what's that? How about they found something?
They shooting at rats out there in that shed. Or shooting at something.
No, what is shooting at? I've been hoping, they said they put rat poison out down there. I was trying to keep Roscoe up here.
They still shooting. I don't know what they at war with. The rats chewed the wires up in the truck. They still shooting.
Yeah.
You don't ever know out here. When gunfire starts going off, you start, what in the world?
We knew that was Papa, though.
Yeah. I don't tell him what he's up to. What was I finna tell before? Oh, the puppies.
So
we got 3 puppies. They Roscoe's puppies. There's 1 male and 2 females. One of the females is a runt. Well, we brought them here, yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday. Well, we ain't been able to get the little runt to eat, so we took it back up there to the mama. Well, all day the mama wouldn't let it eat. Wouldn't have nothing to do with it. So we got word, she told us we need to come get it, so we went and got it, brought it back down here, and we've been trying to bottle feed it. We've tried to lukewarm its food and wet its food
I really
more.
think at some point it had aspirated and it got pneumonia because it was spitting up phlegm and stuff. But I don't know. I worked on it, and it's not. I don't figure it's gonna pull through the night. I've been trying to doctor on it, and I've got it wrapped in warm towels, and it's sad to do. The vet's is closed on the weekend.
So we got 2 puppies that's healthy. There's a male and a female, and they both white with yellow patches on them. What in the world? They still shooting?
But when a small puppy that big, that small, gets to a certain point, and it won't even open its mouth anymore, there really ain't no saving unless the Lord performs a miracle on it. The doctors couldn't even do. You can't take it to the vet and then rejuvenate a puppy that small. It's pretty much lifeless.
So anyway.
But when you do, the other 2 are healthy white. They're
The other
solid
two's
white,
perfect.
and they're healthy puppies. They're bigger puppies.
He's still down there shooting. He can't be shooting at rats.
Let me go see.
I don't know what in the world's going on. They may be feuding with the neighbors.
Yeah.
He said, I'm a bagging, I'm a socket. What do you want, Roscoe? Yeah, I wanted to have all the puppies and I'm going to offer them for sale. Um, I ain't really wanting a whole lot for them, but they Roscoe's puppies. The lady that we got them from, she struggles to find homes for them. And I felt like some of you guys wouldn't mind having a puppy off of him. So if anybody's want one, email me and let me know you want a puppy. I got some pictures of them. I was talking to one couple about them, but they was wanting that puppy, and I was like, I can't let you have that puppy right now. We'll have to wait a little while and see, because I don't want to give somebody a puppy and there's something wrong with it. I knew in my heart that it wasn't healthy, and we were trying to help it, but it's just not going to pull through, I don't believe. What happened, they put them in the cage with the mama and just let the mama take care of them. They were putting some feed in there, but this one obviously had not been getting to eat before we got it, because it was way smaller than the other one. So, I don't know, and I ain't faulting them for it. I'm sure they were probably doing all they could do. I mean, there may not have been nothing nobody could do to have helped it, but by the time we got it, there sure wasn't anything we could do, I don't think. So anyway.
I think your brother must be down there reading, but hear him down there talking. And the flashlight is going on in the shed.
Ain't no telling.
Where's Roscoe at? He needs to stay up here.
He ain't leaving these bones, I can promise you. I wonder if I can eat this whole plate of bones.
But don't throw him all the bones.
Well, what do you want me to do with them?
Put them in your plate over there.
I'm not putting them back in this bowl, that's nasty.
Let me find you something.
Hand that dish pan over here. But now he's gonna eat them out of it if you throw it, set it on the ground.
They splinter.
They also chew up good. You ain't never heard the old saying, give a dog a bone?
Yeah, but I used to work at the animal hospital too, and I know what they do to your gut too.
That's them little old city dogs.
Yeah. We've seen big ones that had their throats cut.
Do you want to call? I don't want to call nobody, Siri. Get off of him. Go away.
I helped do surgery on a minion dog.
She went away. Travis said he had hot wings tonight. Mike Culpepper said Momo's is no more. The man that owned the building sold it at West Point.
That's the
one we always went in, Momo's Treasures or whatever. But I never found a lot in there I wanted to buy, I'll be honest with you. It was bad overpriced. I have bought a few books out of there, is it.
Well, that's how it is everywhere.
Yeah, if you find a thrift store, you can afford to buy stuff. But if they call it an antique mall, If they put that word vintage or antique on something, that just means the price is about twice what it ought to be. Roscoe, you chewing them bones up good? Pa Joe, I think you're right. Some dog, well, it has a lot to do if you raise that dog eating bones. Now, if he ain't never eat a bone before in his life, and you dump all the Thanksgiving scraps out there, it's probably gonna kill him. But Roscoe's been eating them his whole life, so that's why it don't worry me. And now he probably don't need to eat this whole plate full of them. And I probably don't need this whole plate full of them either. Matter of fact, why don't you take these away from me before I hurt myself? Please, ma'am. Save me from myself. I probably could sit there and eat the whole bunch, but my Lord, I'm done. I need to. We on this diet. I tell y'all about our diet we on. We're on this diet where she cooks snack cakes and like apple turnovers and stuff and sets them in there on the counter. And we tell each other we on a diet, we're not going to eat them, but every time one of us comes through the house, there's one more missing. And I come in and make sure she ain't looking, and I slip one. Go out yonder and hide in the knife shop and eat it. And I think she does the same thing. So we hide our snack food from each other. Y'all been on one of them kind of diets before? Ain't that about how our diet's going?
What?
Where we hide our food from each other?
Yeah.
Y'all probably don't do them kind of diets, do you? I don't know. Is there a name for that diet? They call all these other diets some fancy word.
Nanny said they was getting rid of some birds
Birds. Oh, Lord.
that was pooping on everything.
Yeah. I bet they peppered everything in that shed with them rat shot. Ah. Yeah, fat man, I've heard that the uncooked chicken bones is better for them. I don't know. I think anytime you cook a bone or heat it up, it busts a lot. So, but I would think, I don't know. They got to chew it up some way to eat it. Pa Joe said she hides the chocolate from me. Fat Man Adventure said seafood diet. See it, eat it. Well, this is a little different. This is where we try to hide the food and eat it. In other words, where we don't see the food and eat it. And I guess we lying because we tell each other, yeah, we're going to diet, lose some weight. I don't think we've lost anything. I don't know that we have cut back some stuff. We've been drinking more water, less tea, grilling more, not frying everything. But now I'm gonna be honest with you. We had fried deer meat the other night, fried backstrap, and I eat every bit of it. I was not willing to let it go to waste. a hide and go cheat diet. Yeah. John Culpepper, good night. Toby said if I give Roscoe too many bones, it means I ate too many wings. I think we're in agreement. Jeff, we enjoyed coming by and visiting with you too, man. Sure did. In fact, we stopped and visited with a lot of people, different people along that whole trip. And y'all, you always afraid that, hey, I'm meeting people through the internet. And y'all see me and kind of know how I am. And me, I'm going blindly to every person. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what to expect. Nothing. Everybody we met, wonderful people. Every experience, good experience. We had some laughs, had some good times. I mean, wonderful experience. Not one time did we walk away and go, oh, I wish we hadn't stopped there. Not once. So, thank you to all of you for being, all of you, great people, which tells me that most of the rest of all of you is just the same, good people. I don't know if that's a testimony to me or to the channel or to you guys or what, or maybe a testimony to the Lord looking out for all of us. Somebody said good people attracts good people, and there's probably a lot of truth to that, because y'all, I know some people, I've heard the term thrown out, celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I mean, it may be that I'm a little more popular and on TV and on YouTube or whatever, but y'all, I'm just country folks just like y'all are. Here we sat on our back porch with a citronella candle burning and wish we had a cup of coffee. Just sitting here on a Friday night or Saturday night.
Yeah.
Talking. So, I mean, this is what we enjoy. We're just simple people living a simple life, and so thank all of you for the hospitality that was showed to us. People took us out to eat. People give us gifts. People sent us home with knives, sent us home with saw blades, sent us home with all kind of stuff.
I got tickled. Fat Man Adventure said the hide and go to cheat diet.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, we've met a lot of great people and had a lot of great experiences. So we had a good time. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't drag it out for a solid week. I want to take my 3-day trip and be home 3 days. Don't you? I missed Roscoe. Roscoe missed us. I missed Brody. So that part of it's a little tough, but there's sacrifices in everything you do. So I do, Sharon Davis. I think we all like family here. I mean, I try to make content for you guys. I'm trying not to just throw content out there just to say I made a video today. I want to make things that you actually enjoy sitting there watching, not just, well, hey, I had to watch a video because they made a video. I don't want it to be like that. And I think a lot of channels get to there. It don't matter what they film, you're going to watch it just because they made it. Even if you watch it and go, boy, that was boring, or there wasn't much to that video. I really don't want to get to there. And I feel like I have been at that place. And so and maybe only I see it that way. I don't know. But I want it to be good content. I'd rather skip a day between videos to have time to try to make better videos. And I'm hoping as we get a little more into the season, we actually doing things. I've got to make another bicycle video, and I've got to make a video for these deer cameras, but I'm trying to do these review videos in a way that you get honest to good. Hey, do I want one of them cameras? Or, Guard Pro sent me 2 cell cameras, and man, these cell cameras is a way to go, y'all. If you're going to fool with cameras, you want cell cameras. The data plan, you can get so many pictures for $7, but for like I think it's like $12. You can get unlimited pictures. I mean, it can take all the pictures you want. Well, that's the way to go. Uh, and here's the reason. It's $12 a month. It could add up and get expensive, but you can cancel the blooming thing after about 3 months of deer season. That ain't that expensive. Well, they come with solar panels. You ain't got to buy all this whole wad of handful of batteries to go in. It's got a battery pack in it. And they offer the data plan, provided everything works and the data works, and that's something we're going to see. Does it have service where we at? You don't have to go in and out of the woods pulling cards out and stomping all over your food plots and all that, checking to see if you got. That's the crazy thing. People, they go in there and they set that camera up somewhere that they want to watch, and then you got to go in there every 2 or 3 days to pull the card out to see what was on there. Well, you're putting scent all in where you're trying to hunt. That cell camera is supposed to remove all of that. You put the camera there, you ain't got to go touch it no more. You let it do its thing. So I want to do videos on that and make the footage and all that fun to watch, but also let you know, hey, an honest review on this. What does this product really do? It's like the little GoPro thing that I did a video on. I let that audio be bad in there because I wanted people to get an honest idea of what the raw audio was on this camera. I could have went in my editor and adjusted all that stuff and cleaned it up, but it wouldn't have helped you any. So there's reasons I do what I do.
Mr. Jeff, I haven't watched their last video. I'll have to go and watch it.
Who's that?
The Presley girls.
Which one was it? I watched the one where she was talking about a sad update.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
I watched it yet last night. They've buried a bunch of people in the last little while. Last year, I know.
Yeah.
A lot of their family has passed away. So, for those of you that don't follow the Presleys, celebrating Appalachia, and the Presley girls is the one big family, which the girls has got their own families now, and kids and stuff, but they're still one big family. And they've buried it. Since I've been following them, I know all the grandparents, just about it. I think the last grandma is not doing well, was what she was saying. They buried an uncle this week, and so they've had a lot of loss, and pray for them. If you follow them and haven't been watching their videos, keep that family in your prayers. It's tough when you start burying a lot of people that you're close to. And when it starts happening, it seems like it just boom. Our church went through it. It seems like it's slackened off in the last several months. You'd have thought during COVID we was going to bury a bunch of our older generation. Nobody died. COVID was over, about a year went by, and all of a sudden we started burying people. And it was, every time we turned around, we was having funerals at the church, and we're in ministry. She does the ladies department, so we have to go there whether it's our immediate family or not. And we wanted to go. It wasn't like, oh, we got to go. I mean, we wanted to go help these families. But it hurts because, you know, it's just people that some of them were people that we carried to church. One man was in a wheelchair, and we would go by, and I would get out of our vehicle and get in his car and drive him to church because his wife couldn't go because she was staying there with her mother caretaking, and that whole family is gone now. All three of them passed away. The husband that was in the wheelchair, the wife that was taking care of her mother, and the mother all passed away. We did all those funerals, several more of the older generation, and it was tough. So I can only imagine when it's connected to all of it connected to your immediate family, it wears on you after a while. So keep them in your prayers.
What you doing, bud? Everybody's kind of quiet tonight, ain't they?
Deb's off. I'm trying to figure out. Said, did you see the hot pepper tape for your electric wiring order on internet? I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't. Apparently, no, I hadn't seen it. Did you see the hot pepper tape for your electric wiring order on internet? Mm-mm. Larry's a pop-up ads. I ain't seeing them on mine, but now.
Yeah, Mr. Greg, wasn't out here the other night when he got hurt doing that. Quit, Brady, before you get hurt.
Yeah, hey. Y'all see his 2 teeth missing? Come over here, Brody, and grin in this camera. Good.
Come over here and show him.
Come over here and show him that hole in your head. he got both teeth gone. Oh, Lord. Michael English, yes, Presleys are good people. Matt and Tipper and both the girls and their husband, all of them, I mean, they're all good folks. Lucas family, how y'all doing tonight? That Roscoe is a mess. He been out here eating chicken bones.
He went inside. He's probably in the bed. If I had to guess, he got full and he's in the bed.
I think here for long, I'm going to make one more trip. Don't you think I need to make one more little trip?
Oh, yeah, where you said you was going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm on.
But I'm not going on that trip.
I think one day I'm going to load Roscoe up in the truck and I'm going to take a little ride. I'm going to take y'all along with me. I'm going to take the camera with me. And I'm going to ride up to the middle of Tennessee. I got a fella that lives up there just out of Nashville out there a little ways in a little town. Community or something I want to go visit. Take Roscoe with me.
Thank you, Deb. No, Greg, we hadn't got them. I've got them put up. We're about an hour away from a Hobby Lobby, and that's the only place that I know to get them framed at.
That EJR frames, is their stuff really?
Like
they don't?
They don't frame stuff. I want to carry it and get it matted, and you can do that at Hobby Lobby, but we're about there. It's about 45 minutes to the closest one, and we ain't been able to go nowhere.
Yeah, we hadn't been nowhere since we got home. We ain't had time. Yeah, Bubby Bryan, he'll be missing another tooth back there in a minute. That hammock, I ordered that thing on Amazon, and it's been a good one because he's forever more pressure checked it. But anyway, y'all, I was talking about taking a little trip. What I'm talking about is I want to ride up there and take Roscoe with me to see Uncle Sasquatch. I think that'd be a good little trip, ride up there, and I want to meet Uncle Sasquatch. He's a little bit further west. I couldn't swing by there on this trip. But I want the leaves turning colors when I go.
What if Uncle Sasquatch don't want you coming?
He ain't gonna have no choice. I ain't gonna ask him. I'm just going. My ticket to getting to meet him is taking Roscoe with me. I think that's my ticket. I think he'll let me in if I take Roscoe with me.
I will in just a second. Go in.
What you want?
He's wanting orange juice. The Tooth Fairy did bring him some money.
Yeah.
Come tell him how much money the Tooth Fairy brought you. The first time the Tooth Fairy come, she brought him $25 for the first tooth, and then when he lost the second front tooth, she just brought him $5.
She doesn't run out of money. Let him get in. I tell y'all what happened. The tooth
I'm gonna go
fairy.
fix some orange.
The tooth fairy showed up twice. There was two tooth fairies, I believe. And what happened? I woke up and got woke up Saturday morning. We had just got home from the trip, and I got woke up to go help somebody, and kind of in a little emergency type situation, and I run off in a hurry, and so the tooth fairy one tooth fairy put some money under his pillow, and then another tooth fairy come along later, didn't know nothing about it, and put some more money under his pillow. He racked up on that one tooth. So the tooth fairy come other day didn't but one tooth fairy show up. So Sharon, I checked the post office yesterday. There wasn't nothing there, and I was going today, and I didn't make it in time. In fact, I went by and I stayed at my buddy's. I went by and seen Jeffrey this morning over there where at his camp, and we and him got to talking, and I like to talk, y'all, and I talked too long, and I missed my. But I had to go to town and get my dad some bullets for his rat shot. That's what y'all heard him at war with the clampets down there later. So anyway, I'll go by the post office Monday. I've got to go carry that knife and ship it, and I'll go by there and I'll get it out Monday. If it's up there, they may bring it to that. Depends on which address you send it to anyway. Jeff Busby, did you get any hogs? Did you get any hogs? Bunny, I don't think I ever got more than $1 my tooth fairy was in the mid 80s. I lost all mine. I was born in 81, so I started losing them about 85 to 88, somewhere along in there. And I got $1, so. Got 5 last Saturday. Rhonda, he went and took every bit of his money and bought a Lego set. Big old Lego set with every dollar of it. It was burning a hole in his pocket now. He couldn't take it. Yeah, Jeff, old Roxanne would have give him rats fits. Now she kept them herded up here, but I'll tell you this: since she's been gone, the cat hangs around. She never would let the cat sleep on the front porch. Her and that cat didn't get along not in there a bit. But we get a lot of gifts in the mornings. I need to start documenting on camera some of the gifts I find in the mornings. When I open the front door, I done learned to look down at that doormat before I step out, because it don't take one time to walk out barefooted and plant your foot on a half a rat that you'll start watching where you walk. The cat likes to bring us birds and pieces of frogs and parts of lizards and parts of rats, and I even found part of a squirrel one time. I think we've had part of one rabbit one time, but if it catches something in the night, it likes to bring us a token to let us know what it's been up to all night. It's been a trip now. I need to start docking. Every time I come out, I need to start taking a picture of whatever I find. This morning it was bird feathers. It was part of a wing and something of a bird there on the. That was a copperhead, and no, Jeff, after I left and got home, I thought about I should have skinned that snake over there and got that hide, because I'm all about saving a hide, damn it, but for whatever, it never crossed my mind. But the thing wasn't but about that long, and it really wasn't big enough to do much with. I don't even think I could have wrapped a tomahawk handle with it. So, no, I didn't get it. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it never slipped my never. But now I would have skipped rattlesnake because I would have took the rattlesnake home and eat it. I would have cooked the rattlesnake. Rattlesnake is good eating, but now it's not good enough that I'm fixing to go wading around in thickets looking for one. If I happen on one, I'll eat him, but I ain't going out there wading around in them moccasins and them rattlers to find one. You know what I mean? It ain't worth it. Suzanne from Australia. Good to see you tonight, tuning in. Raymond Rogers, you been quiet tonight. I didn't even know you was here. Good night, though. Deb, did they find the tooth after they snatched it out with a fishing pole? Uncle Sasquatch, did you miss us talking about our next trip we was on? You never did say nothing. I feel like you wasn't paying attention. Evansville, Indiana. I've been there before. We crossed the river there on Harley Davidson's several years back. We come up through there and made a loop. It's a pretty cut. I seen more deer up there, and we crossed I think the river at Harrisburg. We did something at Harrisburg, and then we went down to Evansville, Indiana, and I think is Evansville. That's over in the middle of Indiana. We spent the night there. There was a little place there called we ate at a pizza joint there. I don't remember what the name of it was, but they had good pizza. I remember going by a place. It was the something about the grasshopper, I think. I can't remember now. They was some neat little named places there we rode by on the motorcycle. Petey, I've got the deer stand just about finished. The box is built, but I've got to go to Lowe's and get me some hinges because I want to make me some flaps over my windows so I can keep the buzzards out in the off season and keep critters out when I ain't there. I'm not a fan of opening my shooting house up and lo and behold there's a possum or a raccoon up in there made a nest. Or buzzards using it for a roost. We had one time that the hoot owls took over. So, anyway, I want to keep that out. So I got to get me some hinges and some latches for the doors. So I got to do, and then I'm gonna get me some paint, and we're gonna paint the thing. Yeah, Jeff, I had a 2012 Harley Davidson Heritage Softail Classic with that tequila sunrise. Is that orange with a pearl in it? We left here. We went all the way up through Indiana, back down to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and back. I think we made about 1,200 miles in that loop, something like that. And I think we did it in 3 days, if I remember correctly. But they was a lot of times me and my brother would just get on there and leave riding and wind up at the coast or something. Like we wound up in Nashville one night, just happened to be there. Larry said we got an owl in one of ours. Well, that has become the owl stand. That's what or you call it the owl perch. That's what you get. That's how them deer stands get their names. You know, which stand you gonna hunt in today? I don't think I'm gonna hunt an owl perch up there. Now you got a stand with a good name. Bonnie, I need somebody to keep me straight. Now, I get out of hand every now and then. But now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like my older generation. I grew up, I was born in 81, so I'm in my mid-40s now. I guess you'd say 44. I have spent most of my life with older people. Uh, I mean, I got friends my age. I got a lot of friends my age. A lot of friends younger than me. But I have, but my what I'm getting at is I've learned a lot from the older generation, and that is one of the reasons I like sitting down talking to older people. I spent a lot of time sitting in the swing with my grandpa when he was alive, and I wish now I could go back because the stuff I was interested in then, he probably didn't care nothing about. I mean, we talked about some stuff, but now there's a lot I'd like to ask him that I'm smart enough now to have asked him, and I didn't know to ask then. So, I'm interested in things now that he would have related to. I wasn't interested in it then, but you know, I still have learned a lot from the older generations of people. So, unlike the world today, I look at it, it really bothers me today on social media when I see people criticizing all the older generations and calling them boomers and this and that and the other. It, you know, I realize that older generation's got a lot of wisdom and been through a lot of life. And the young kids today, they think, oh, that old generation's stupid. They didn't know nothing. It reminds me of a story in the Bible of Rehoboam and Jeroboam. The Lord promised Jeroboam 10 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel. And he told him, if you'll follow me and follow my commandments and obey the Lord, and, put the Lord first, I'll give you all this. But it said that Jeroboam didn't hearken to the older word, to the words of the older generation. Said he listened to the young generation, and said he wouldn't listen to the wisdom. And he wound up doing more evil than any king before him, it said in the end. So he never got the promises that the Lord promised to him because he refused to listen to the older generation and adhere to their wisdom. He thought he knew more than they did. That same attitude's what I see in our world today. I mean, I look around and I'm like, this old generation, they may not be up on our new technology and our new ways of things, but they know a lot about life and people, and they've been through a lot, and there's wisdom and experience, and you better listen to them. I realize I'm probably one of the minorities that see that. The majority of people don't recognize that. Anyway, that's just my opinion on things. Mike Culpepper, I haven't insulated any of mine. I think I'm gonna get it in place, and I'm gonna put some tar paper to cover the cracks. I'm gonna just staple it in. But I'm thinking about getting some of that foam board and tacking it to the inside, and I may wait till I get it over there to do all of that. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I may do it here. It depends on what the stuff costs when I go to Lowe's. Well, Deb, mine brings me all kind of stuff. She's talking about the cats and bringing you a treat. Randall Hayes, it won't be long. I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna be the older people. It won't be long. And it happens fast. Martin said, "Tell Brody if he can keep his tongue out of that socket hole, a gold tooth will come in." Bunny is sad, but it's about the truth. It really is. Dio, greetings from Trinidad. Hello to Trinidad. Dio Citerum. Did I pronounce that right, or did I butcher that with my redneck English? influenza and you ended up in the hospital. God bless you, Suzanne. I missed if you'd said that you'd been sick. We'll be praying for you to get over all of that mess. Maybe you're over it now, I don't know, but Lord, that flu is a mess now. Sharon said her granddaddy lived to be 108. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people say they want to live to be a certain age. I'm going to put it like this. If I'm healthy and I can get around and at least make my own coffee and take my own bath and go sit on the porch and drink coffee and maybe cut my own grass, and I know at 90 or 100, cutting your own grass is pushing it. But I mean, I at least want to be able to get out and walk around on my own power. I'll be okay with living. But now, if I'm going to be stuck in a chair in there with my mouth gaped open and can't do nothing, Lord, call me on home, please. I don't want to be a burden on somebody else. I don't want to be stuck here when I can't do nothing. I ain't afraid of dying. I'm not afraid to go on. I'm trying to live my life in a way that I know that I got a reward on the other side. So I'm not afraid of leaving this world. So I don't want to stay here just because I'm scared to die miserable. Afraid I'm going to miss something. Yeah, everybody wants to see their kids grow up, their grandkids, and see. There's a lot I want to see, but you know what? I'll see them when they get to the other side. I don't want to be stuck here miserable. Maybe that's selfish of me. I don't know. Yeah, Jeff, he's out here at 81 years old. He just turned 81 last weekend, and he's still working. He's down there building him a forevermore shooting house. I'll have to go by and get y'all a clip of his shooting stand he's building. It's a small house. I don't know what he's doing. We ain't even hardly got a lot of deer down there, but he's just building him somewhere to hang out, I reckon. I don't know. It's big. But you know, if that's what he wants, I want him to have whatever he wants to do. As long as he's able to do it, knock yourself out. It ain't crazy if it makes you happy. The way I look at it. Well, Sean Deaver has showed up tonight and graced us with his presence. I hadn't seen a video from you in a while. You still filming videos, Deaver? Yeah, Toby, I seen somebody mention Toby's comment. Toby said, Justin, you need to sit down for a few hours with your dad. Film him talking about the way things were when he was young. It'll be a memory for you and Brody will cherish. I've got a recording of my grandpa, my mama's daddy, talking about when he come to the Lord. When he made his decision on what church he was going to go to. And he had a dream. The Lord gave him a dream and showed him which church was right and which one to go to. And it's the church that we're all affiliated with now. But he prayed and there was about 3 different churches in this area. And he prayed and he said, Lord, honestly, he said, I don't know which way to go. He said, all I want to do is be right with you. And I want the one that's the closest to you and what you want for me. He said, now which one you want me to? He said, and I want you to show me. And I want you to show me before breakfast. And he woke up and sat down and ate breakfast. And he was telling this, and I've got it on a tape. And I sat there and played it one day and let my iPhone record it. Now I've got it saved on my iPhone files. So it's a blessing at times just to listen to him tell that story. So you're on to something there, because I really hadn't thought about it with my dad. You assume, well, I'm going to have them forever. And while he can still sit and tell me some of that stuff, if I could get him on camera to do it, it probably would be very interesting to hear. I know they sharecropped. They was just old poor folks that raised cotton. And There's a story, him and he's got a brother that's a year younger than him that we all actually worked for. He's got Pop's Metal Products. He's a preacher, a very anointed preacher. But when they was kids, they was with their daddy plowing the field. And they went down there to a branch, and they was drinking that creek water out of that branch down there. And my uncle said, "Boy, this is some good cool water." Said it don't get no better than this. And said my grandpa told him, he said, "Boys," said, "it won't be a long time," said, "folks won't drink this water," said, "they'll be selling it at the store." And they laughed. They said, "No," said, "not when it's everywhere like this. You can just get good water anywhere." Said, "There ain't nobody gonna buy water." And you look at us today, people laughed at me for drinking out of the creek, out of that spring, telling me that it wasn't fit to drink, that was nasty, and they buying it at the store. That's what everybody ought to do. I mean, and that happened within 60 years. 60 or 70 years, it got there. It really happened probably in 50 years, because we've been buying water for 20, I would say probably. Jeff said, "Can you tell the story about your daddy getting hurt bad?" I can. This is one of the few miracles that I ever saw personally. But we loaded some metal. We worked for my uncle down there, and we were up here when I was helping my dad weld. And we build them metal trusses. It's got them zigzag braces, what my dad still does. But we had built 4 floor joists, and they were to go straight between a post right here, straight across. So they didn't have any clips, and they were built out of 2-inch tubing, and they were 12 inches tall, and it was basically the truss, and it had a flat plate on each end, and that was it. So we put 4 of them, we laid them on a gooseneck trailer, and we was just carrying them down there because they needed them for a job they was doing the next day, and they had to post up and had to put the top truss, and they needed to come in and put them floor joists because it was a loft in a barn that they were building, is what it was for. And they were going to weld purlins to the top of them and floor it. So we laid the 4 of them on top of each other. We stacked 2 on top of each other and put them side by side, so you got 4. And we put a chain and binder over them. Well, when we went to bind them down straight across that trailer, one link in that chain, the binder just flopped over. And I know a lot of y'all probably may not be familiar with a chain and binder, but it grabs that chain and it buckles over. And I know a lot of y'all probably know more about it than I do. But then one link, the thing just was loose and it was still flopping. So I got one more link of that chain. Well, when I went to bind it, I had to put a cheater pipe on it. And I mean bow up on it to get it down, and it was basically squeezing that trailer in. So we had 2 of them on there. Well, I had bound one on my side, and Daddy had bound one on his side, and I think I was driving, and we went down there, and we got ready. We pulled up in their parking lot with that truck and gooseneck trailer. And I grabbed the cheater pipe out of the back of the truck. It was just a steel pipe, about 3.5, 4 foot long, probably about 4.5, I don't know. And I slid it on the end of that binder, and when I raised up, when that thing broke loose, I mean, it shot up. So I didn't think nothing about it. I slid it over there to my daddy, and my cousin was over there that works down there, runs the office part of it. We was talking to him about the trusses and something, I don't know, whatever was going on, and we was just talking. And my dad grabbed that thing to release it, and he didn't lean out from over it. And when it came up, it slapped him right across the face. Boom. And I mean, it sounded like a .22 rifle. Pow. And I looked around, and when I looked around over there to see what happened, I watched him as he just dropped to his knees and just fell over on his face. And I took off, run around the trailer, and when I got around there, he was getting up on he was on his hands and knees in, and blood was just dripping out of his nose. Blood was running out of the corner of his mouth, and it was running out of his ear. And this cheekbone that protrudes out under your eye was sunk in. It was caved in right there, physically mashed in. And my stomach turned. I got sick. I mean, I didn't throw up, but my stomach knotted up as soon as I seen it. And I said, Daddy, we need to go to the doctor now. He said, no, hang on a minute. And I said, so we just started praying. Me and my cousin both, we put hands on him and we started praying. And I prayed in the Holy Ghost and I prayed, Lord, you got to do this because we can't, you got to touch him right now. We got through praying and I said, Daddy, we need to unhook his trailer and get you to the emergency room because I'd looked at his face. I know what I saw. And you could physically see injury. He said, no, son, take me to the house. Let's go home. I said, Daddy, we need to go to the emergency room now. And he said, no. He said, take me to the house. I said, yes, sir. I got in that truck and we drove and we driving to the house and I can't even look over at him. I wouldn't even turn around and look at him because I was afraid I'd get sick. And I'm just talking to the Lord and I'm praying the whole way home. Lord, you help us. You got to touch him, you know. And we was almost to the house and I turned around and I looked at him and his face looked normal. We pulled up to the house. He still had some blood on his nose and chin. We cleaned it up, but we got to the house and he got out and I went in. I told Mama what happened and she went, oh, let's go. He said, no. We sat there and about that time my uncle drove up because they'd called him and told him what happened. And he come flying up here to check on him and see what needed to do. They told him he wouldn't let us take him to the doctor. And when we looked at him, there ain't been a thing wrong. He has never had no problems for that. And you'll never convince me that the Lord didn't perform a miracle right there. And that's one of the few times, there's been a couple other instances, but I've watched God work a miracle before my eyes. A lot of people can't say they've seen nothing like that, but I witnessed that firsthand. Well, y'all, it is nearly 9 o'clock. It is time for us to draw things to a close. Michelle has run off and left her phone out here. You know, it's sad, Toby, that there is a lot of people that don't believe we still have miracles. They just don't. They believe that a lot of stuff that you see is hype or emotionalism and you know, but when you experience things, and a lot of people says, oh, well, God can just do what he wants to do, but that ain't what the Bible says. The Bible says the prayers of a righteous man availeth much, and God's listening to us. And when we call out to him, if I didn't believe God would hear me, and answer me, he said, if you've got the faith as a grain of mustard seed that you can speak to the mountain and it be removed, it'll be moved. And I think that what it is a lot of people use, oh, I don't believe it, and all that is basically they said it. They don't believe. And that's the whole culmination of it. I've heard a lot of different stuff about, oh, I don't believe in all of that. Well, that's your problem right there. You don't believe. You got to believe in stuff for it to happen and have faith enough to ask God for it. But y'all, I am fixing to close up. It is time for y'all to go to bed. No, it's about time for me to go to bed. I've got to go edit just in time video. I need to go in there. I want to read on my book. We got a puppy in there. I see Michelle cut the light in there on and back off, and I need to go check on that puppy. But know this, y'all, we've got 2 healthy puppies. 1 male, 1 female. I'll get a video clip. I didn't want to video any of them until I seen what was going to happen with this one. because I didn't want to get a lot of false hope up with the puppy. We'll see. I'll try to keep y'all updated, but if you're interested in one, email me, and they'll be first come, first serve, and I'm probably going to ask like $100 for them just to ensure that they find their way to a good home. That just eliminates everybody from, well, oh, you give me a free puppy, and then it wind up run over in the road somewhere from somebody that didn't want to take care of it. But we're gonna take them Monday, get all their shots. Michelle has already wormed them. So we're gonna see about getting them all their 7-in-1 shots, parvo shots, all that'll be took care of. So anyway, if you're interested in that, email me or message me on Facebook, something. But thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors out here tonight. I have enjoyed it. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. Sharon Davis, I have prayed over that puppy several times. Trust me, I have tried that, but I kind of put it in the hands of the Lord. I said, Lord, I ain't much I can do for it. I did pray for him, though. Good night. We'll see y'all.